Welcome to the world of chemistry, my dear students. So we were discussing about our last chapter, air and atmosphere. And we have completed maybe three portions. The first portion we have discussed about the air, what is atmosphere, then we have discussed about the air, then nitrogen. Second class we have discussed about oxygen, and now we are going then the previous class we have discussed about the carbon dioxide and water vapor. Today we are going to discuss about the remaining two more components. They are inert gases and dust particles. Inert gases and dust particles. So we know that 78% we are having nitrogen, followed by 21% of oxygen. So 99% of the atmosphere is completely filled with nitrogen and oxygen, and 1% the other components. And other components already we have discussed about carbon dioxide and water vapor. Two more components are there, which are inert gases and dust particles. Dust particles. Now, how we heard about inert gases? In the atmosphere, just like oxygen and nitrogen, some other gases are there. These gases are inert, that means they are not active. Because the higher section you may study the uppermost shell, they are having 8 electrons. So they are normally they don't participate in any chemical reaction. Okay, so that's why we are calling them as inert gases. So we are just discussing some of the inert gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. Okay, so helium is one of the inert gases, which is normally used in weather balloons or to obtain very low temperature. Okay, helium is one of the inert gases which is present in the atmosphere. Weather balloons we are using, and to obtain lower temperature also we are using helium. Then the second one is neon. Neon is also one of the inert gases, and they are used in advertisement signs and brake lights. Advertisement signs and brake lights. Okay, we are using them. Then third one is argon. Argon is also one of the inert gases, and it is normally used in ordinary electrical bulb. That means the filament bulb, round and shape you can see the earlier bulb, the filament bulb, we are using argon. Then the last one is krypton and xenon. Krypton and xenon is used in photography and for very high beam light, powerful lamps. For example, lighthouse we are having a lighthouse. Very one of the powerful lamp will be rotating so that it will be traveling for a long distance. So in the powerful lamps and all, we are using this krypton and xenon. These are the inert gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. So you have to learn these names and their uses. Okay. Now the next component of air is dust particles. Dust particles. We know that with our air, there are large number of dust particles are there. Okay. Now, what is the use of this dust particle? Water vapor condenses on dust particles and causes rain. Okay, water vapor condenses on dust particles and it rains. And again, dust in the atmosphere. Already we know that atmosphere is surrounded by our Earth, is it not? Now, around there, just like a blanket, atmosphere is there. So there, the dust particles are also present. So from the sun, sunlight is coming, as well as what heat energy is also coming. So some of the heat energy will be reflected back by the dust particles. So what the dust particle will do? They will reflect back the heat energy, so that the surface of the atmosphere or the earth will be little cooled. Okay, these are the good merits of dust particles. But there are some demerits also for dust particle. What? The increase in the presence of dust particles in the air is going to cause air pollution. Or this more percentage of dust particle in the air may cause diseases in human being. Which are the diseases? Asthma, then bronchitis, etc. Asthma is breathing deficiency. Bronchitis, that means you will start coughing and all. Okay, so these things can happen when dust particles are more in the air. Even now in Delhi and all, the atmosphere is very or the air is very polluted, dust particles also very high and as well as chemical. So the government used to say that the children and aged people don't go out, they will have a breathing deficiency. So this is also one of the major cause of this air pollution is also dust particles and toxic gases in the atmosphere. Clear? So this is all about components of air. So which are the components we have discussed? Nitrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide, water vapor, inert gases, and last one is dust particle. And carbon dioxide, this one, the nitrogen is 78% and oxygen is 21%. Then the remaining 1% only we are having all other components, which are the carbon dioxide, water vapor, inert gases and dust particles. And today we are going to discuss two more things. Okay, very simple points. Balancing of oxygen in the air. How we are balancing the oxygen in the air. We know that all the living organisms, that means both animals and plants, when they are having respiration, they are releasing carbon dioxide. Okay, but they are consuming oxygen. So oxygen is consumed, is it not? Whenever a plant or an animal, even we are also under the animal family. So both plants and animals, they need, if they are having life, they need respiration. This respiration means taking the air into our body. Through the air, we will take oxygen also. Oxygen is required. Oxygen is required. Already when we have discussed about oxygen, we have said oxygen plus food will give carbon dioxide, water vapor and energy. And using this energy, only all the living things are living. And now, when this respiration happens, normally what happens? The oxygen is taking in. That means we are consuming oxygen, and after respiration, that means after taking the air in, we will give the air out. That the air which is coming out is consists of carbon dioxide and water vapor. Carbon dioxide and water vapor. So we know that there are large amount of animals and plants in the world, and when we are having this respiration, we are taking in oxygen and we are giving out carbon dioxide and water vapor. Now, carbon dioxide and water vapor are released into the surrounding during respiration. Now what is happening? During the photosynthesis, already we know what is photosynthesis. Already when we have discussed about oxygen, we have discussed that. That means in the presence of sunlight, the carbon dioxide will be used in the presence of sunlight to make food in the plants. That process is called photosynthesis. So during the photosynthesis, carbon dioxide is consumed by plants. Carbon dioxide is consumed by plants. Okay? And this photosynthesis will be happening only when the sunlight is there. So only daytime only we are having sunlight. So the daytime the plants are preparing food in the process of photosynthesis and they are releasing oxygen. And even the plants are also having respiration at night. At night all are having respiration and we are giving out the oxygen, the carbon dioxide. Now, photosynthesis is the only natural process that releases oxygen. Photosynthesis is the only natural process that releases oxygen. All other things we are consuming oxygen. So this is how we are balancing oxygen in the air. How? The large amount of oxygen is consumed by the plants and animals during respiration, and plants will release oxygen when the photosynthesis is going on in the presence of sunlight. Okay, now the next point we have to discuss is increase of carbon dioxide in air. Increase of carbon dioxide in the air. Now, one of the main problems that faces by the human beings is increase of carbon dioxide. Increase of carbon dioxide. Human beings used to burn fuels or oil, coal, etc. Then again, the energy released or burning of fuel is used to cook food, then to run the vehicles, to run the factories and to run the engines to produce heat and energy. Okay, now whenever one object substance is burning, what is happening? The burning is helped by the oxygen only. So if the oxygen is present, then only the burning is happening. At the same time, when the substance burns, carbon dioxide is released. Okay, so when now we know that the population is increasing day by day, and all are having maybe not in a house more than one vehicle, and when these vehicles are running, fuel is burning, and energy using that energy, the vehicle is running. Same time, carbon dioxide is coming out, and deforestation is one of the main problem for farming or for making houses and all. We used to cut the trees. Okay, and we know that plants are only releasing oxygen during photosynthesis. When we are cutting down the trees, what will happen? The photosynthesis, that means the releasing of oxygen, the rate of releasing of oxygen is going to become very less. And without oxygen, the living organisms cannot survive. So one of the main problem is that we have to decrease the level of carbon dioxide in the atmosphere. Then again, as the human population already said, cutting down the trees, factories, householding factories also, they are also producing large amount of carbon dioxide. Now, when they are cut this, when we are even nowadays, the farmers, the number of farmers are also getting less only. Climate changes are there. When there is a large heat is there, more amount of plants are going to be bright, and photosynthesis will not happen. That means that the level of oxygen is going to be reduced. So we should have a healthy balance between carbon dioxide and oxygen. Then only the human being can survive very well in the world. Okay, so this is about our today's portion. We have discussed about inert gases, helium, neon, argon, krypton, and xenon. Then we have studied about the dust particles. Then we have seen how the oxygen is balanced in the atmosphere. The oxygen is used by the plants and animals during respiration, and oxygen is released by plants during photosynthesis. This cycle will balance the oxygen in the atmosphere. Then we have seen that increase of carbon dioxide in the air is one of the main problem in the world. And there are some key points are given in your textbook, which are there. That means process that consume oxygen in the air is respiration and burning of fuel. Then process that release carbon dioxide in the air is respiration of living organisms, and burning of fuel such as coal and wood, decay of dead plants and animals. Then photosynthesis by the green plants is the only process that consumes carbon dioxide from the air. We know that already we have discussed about the presence of carbon dioxide in the air. So only photosynthesis is only one method that can reduce carbon dioxide in the air. So we should not cut the trees. Instead of that one, we have to plant large number of trees. How much we can, we have to plant. Then again, one thing is there. How can we reduce carbon dioxide in the air? You have to write that one on an A4 size sheet paper. How can we reduce carbon dioxide in the air? That is one homework. Some more homeworks are there. On page number 73, check your progress. Answer these questions. Name the main components of air. We have discussed up to now. Then, which is the most abundant gas in the air? Given what percentage of air is in oxygen? Given in the textbook. Is air is a mixture or a compound? The first page of this section, there is one in the box, key point is given there. Then what happens when carbon dioxide is passed through lime water? Yesterday we have seen one activity on page number 71, activity 4. So these questions, these answers you have to write on your rough copy or A4 size sheet paper, and you can keep it on the inside the textbook. Write it on an A4 size sheet paper and keep that one in your textbook. Okay, thank you. Go to the textbook well. If there is any doubt, you can clear. Okay, thank you.